Welcome back to another episode of Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Haygood. Believe it or not, Scottsdale, we are on our 52nd episode, which means we have one full year underneath our belt. For any podcasting fans out there, I don't know if you know this, but most podcasts don't last past 7 episodes. So for us to be here a whole year, thank you so much, the listener, for tuning in each Monday for a new episode. This week, I'm going to just kind of throw it back to some of our favorite episodes and tell you about some of my favorite things. Of course, this would not be possible without some of our amazing sponsors. So staring at me at this table right now is Jeremy Mueller from State Farm Insurance and Dr. Rob DiVito from Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Hey, guys.
Hey,
welcome.
Super happy.
Thank you so much.
Birthday
Congratulations.
episode. Yay.
Well, congratulations to all of us. This is definitely a team effort, so thank you.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Sponsor, contributor.
Yeah, but it's all around. It's all around.
Influencer, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you know, you guys, we've worked hard together on this. I really appreciate your continued support throughout the year, and you always support me and encourage me and introduce me to people, so thank you. So let's just talk about how great Scottsdale is, which is kind of the easiest thing to talk about, I feel like. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. Tell me, over the past year since we've been here, what are some things that you've seen Scottsdale get back to, grow over this past year?
Yeah, the year has been very eye-opening for me because we have so many different people moving in right now that someone mentioned to me that we were the best-kept secret. And I never really realized we were a secret. I thought we were just doing our thing. So we haven't changed much, but other people have now discovered us and found out how great of people, how great a town, how great of restaurants, how great of outdoor activities.
Not just weather anymore.
Everything we have. So it'll be interesting this summer because I don't think we're going to have that mass exodus in July that we normally do. I think we have a lot more full-time residents that are going to be, I mean, I guess you can walk into a restaurant hopefully now.
Yeah.
Well, I also think on that accord, Jeremy, if you think about it, true Arizonans, they tend not to necessarily leave for a week or 2 weeks at a time. They'll take a weekend trip or a day trip up north, down south, maybe to California. But those people that are coming in, they're going to stay here. And they're going to stay here during the summer months, and they'll find out what true Arizonans actually do. They'll have a staycation at one of our resorts, or they'll go up north, Sedona. They'll go down south to, wine country, so to speak. That's
I've been there.
just north of Tucson. Yeah, so there's a ton of stuff to do in Arizona. We're not just the tumbleweeds and the hot place anymore.
Right. It's not cowboys and Indians. It's not the Jeep tours that you just see taking you to the general store.
Yeah, there's no pink Jeep tours here in Scottsdale. I love it. And I think we are like a hidden gem, though, for real. I mean, being here for 3 years, I never knew anything about Arizona except that it was hot and that it was desert. And so to me, it was like, okay, there's pretty rocks. You can go see the Grand Canyon, but what the hell else does it have? It's actually the opposite. It has everything. That you need here, and it's fantastic, What about you, Dr. Rob? What are some things that you've seen with Scottsdale over the past year?
Things that I've seen in just Scottsdale and my general area in the past year is people are actually going out to do more events. School events, one thing has come back, which I think has been a blessing in disguise because not only are the kids back in school, obviously, but there's events that are going on, such as movie nights and bingo nights and bowling nights as well. For at least my kids' school, and the concerts are back.
Yes.
Even concerts in the Green, or Kierland normally does a movie session that they do at their common area. So just being able to get out once again with people and enjoy the outdoor Arizona rather than just being home all the time. That's what I'm looking forward to. Concerts I'm looking forward to. Just getting out and actually having fun again.
Well, one of those things, I mean, Jeremy, your son's at Notre Dame, and they've had all their activities back, which has been so fun to go back and enjoy with them.
They have.
And talking about concerts, the McCormick-Stillman Railroad's having their concert series come back this year. We just had Scottsdale Jazz Festival. All the fashion shows are back. It just feels so good. It really does.
100%.
It just feels amplified, too. Yeah. Like, everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's ready for it. It's funny listening to Dr. Rob talk about, like, the kids' activities and stuff, because I'm a little past that, but he's exactly right, where we're starting to get more into that. High school is great, because you don't get invited to those every week. My Sunday afternoons are free.
Gosh, so, I mean, are you like absorbed with like like Dr. Rob and I were talking about like Little League is going on for soccer and baseball, and like that's my Saturday right now.
Yeah, I'm
You're done.
beyond that. Been there, done that.
You put
It
in
was
your
great.
time.
Yep.
Soccer is life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Soccer is life at the moment.
We're in
So.
baseball. Yeah.
Soccer is a tough one. Like that's a hard one to with the pollen and the dust and the
Yeah.
Bermuda grass, and then your kids all.
Oh yeah, if you have allergies, it's peace out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a funny how it's a year-round sport here
Yeah.
in Arizona. I mean, you would think soccer outdoors. Well, yeah, but in the summer there's indoor soccer.
Yeah.
So there's always a sport or some type of activity for your kid that you can do. I mean, even in, let's say, North Scottsdale, there's the Arizona Herpetological Association where they can actually be indoors for the summer. So guess what? Your kids can actually go to camp.
Right.
And, something to
My
check
kid's
off the
going
list.
to that camp actually.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, every week they're in camp. I'm the kind of mom that enjoys paying people to take care of my kids during the day.
Yeah.
Like I know my weaks and strengths, and my strength is giving my kid to someone else, and they love it. So
Totally.
it works out for everybody.
They're very socialized,
They
though.
are.
That's okay.
And it
Yeah,
works
you don't
out.
want
That's
a
a life
lot of
skill.
white space on the kids' calendar in the summer,
No.
especially when they're older.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I cannot imagine. See, there's pros and cons to different age groups, right?
Totally.
Like your kid's like, I'm not going to camp. I'm
Yeah.
too old for that. And you're like, well, what are you gonna
Just
do?
give me a phone in my room and I'm good. Yeah.
Is he old? Is he going to work for you this summer? Are you going to put him to work?
You know, it's a little tough in my business just with licensing and everything. I'm sure we'll have him run some errands and
Yeah.
do stuff like that. But yeah,
You know, like,
summer's going to go by quick. I mean, the summer used to be, May to September, and now it feels like it's
Agreed.
just June and July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Some of the favorite things that we love to do, we've kind of talked about over the year. Some of the amazing guests that we've had on this podcast. We've had Mayor Ortega. We've had Jack Mueller from, The Princess coming on. We've had people from Scottsdale government. We've had people who've been running for council. We've had Debbie Hickey, who was just a neighbor that reached out to us on social media and wanted to come on, right? The amount of people that we've had on the episodes has really just been remarkable. I'm so incredibly lucky the doors that's opened up, and just in the short time I've lived here, the people I've gotten to meet has just really opened my eyes to how amazing and fantastic this city is. So, Dr. Rob, what are some of your favorite episodes or guests we've kind of had on so far?
The one that comes to mind from the past is actually the Jazzercise episode that you had.
Oh, we need to get you out there.
Yeah, well, I've
I
done
have
Jazzercise
connections.
before once.
Politicians,
Once.
leaders, jazzercise.
Jazzercise, yeah. I would go the Jazzercise. And the reason is it kind of, it close to my heart solely because when I saw that episode was coming out on your weekly newsletter that everybody, if you're not looking at that and reading that you should.
Thank you, yeah.
But it tugged at me because my mother is really big into Jazzercise. And in fact, she still goes to Jazzercise 4 to 5 times a week. And she's been doing it for quite a long time. And one of the things that I'm glad they brought up in that episode is it's really a family-based business, not only from when Judy started it back in La Jolla, 50 years prior, but also from the guests that you had on, it was a family business that started, and the franchises that are around not just Arizona but around the United States, it is a family-run, owned franchise business.
How many businesses do they have? I missed this episode.
How many? Oh gosh, there's in the thousands.
Yeah.
And it's great, and that's what this whole story is about. That actually leads into we launched a side project called Small Business Saturdays with Scottsdale Vibes, because we do have so many incredible small businesses that make this community successful, and so she was one of those. And she was just a participant like your mom was.
Yeah.
She said for 30 years, everyone kept asking her to have a franchise. And so she finally did it, opened 2 weeks before COVID.
Wow.
Oh boy.
And she just took the class outside. So she was like, you would drive by in the parking lot, and I'd have these 70, 50, 60-year-old women dancing. And I'll tell you what, I went to her class. I have not shaken my booty so hard at 8 a.m. since my club days, maybe.
So what's the playlist on something like this? Do they like?
Oh, it's hip hop.
They
It's
do
club
like
It's
music.
extensive.
Bruno
No,
Mars and stuff.
Yes.
It's up to
ballet
date.
Oh,
and-
yes.
and
It's
get
extensive
down
and up to date, absolutely.
You get a workout in.
And I'll
Yeah.
say
you
they
get to
don't
dance.
just have women. There are men. that
Rob,
are
you're
actually,
quite the fan of this. Have you done this?
I've been to a couple of them to either pick something up or drop something off, and
You may have
Were you
shaken a little in there.
Hey.
So when your mom used to take you, did you sit in the back room?
Well,
and
believe
then
it or not,
kinda
there was a
peek
daycare.
They do
out?
have
They have
daycare there,
daycare
yeah.
there, which is great for the working woman or the working man that needs to go shake
I
it a
love
little.
it.
Yeah.
I
Get
love
some
it.
It's fun.
exercise in there, and they can have their kid in the daycare
Yeah.
for that hour or so, and then go pick them up. So I'm not going to say I grew up in it, but my mother definitely grew up in it.
I could
doesn't
see
wanna tell
Rob
the
doing
truth,
the
right? I know.
dishes and just getting
shake.
into it a little bit.
You got to get a groove on.
You know,
It's okay.
Judy says do this one.
Yeah. No, there's routines.
You get your squats in and your heel raises.
Totally.
And stuff. That's why you have great calves, isn't it?
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
Movement.
Yeah.
The movement. I love it. We've had all these little things, and it really just goes to show how much the podcast has grown over the year. I'm super appreciative of everyone out there that listens and reaches out. We've had new businesses come on and reach out and wanted to be with us. It just goes to show that people love Scottsdale. People want to know more about Scottsdale. And as I tell everyone, we all have the same common denominator. We love Scottsdale, but we forget to dig into why. And so there's so much more that can connect us besides just Scottsdale. But if you start there, you can find a deeper story to bring you all together. And that's what I hope to accomplish each week at this podcast.
And here's to 52 more weeks
I
of that.
love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining me at the table. I look forward to catching with you every month. And thank you again for your continued support. And I look forward to doing more together.